And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL Don't Panic. It is 6 a.m. Christmas Eve in New Zealand. Quick coffee, and it's out Christmas shopping for me, because I have done none. God, I hate shopping, I really do. Very quick one. I'm going to do a Bishop Brennan Cup in a couple of days. The reason for that, I have worked out who the winner is, but I need to be a quantum bloody mathematician for that, seriously. Very complicated with the amount of chips played and the amount of amazing scores in there from both chip users and non-chip users, but I have worked out the winner after I got my calculator out. And the reason I'm just going to delay doing it is I might have to actually give the trophy away. There is a realistic chance that the winner could actually collect, and I'm giving them a fair opportunity to come around and receive their trophy. So I've just actually let them know they're the winner, and if they're kicking around over the holidays, so I can give them a fair opportunity to collect their trophy. Familiar face, by the way. Those of you from last year might be able to guess who it is. On my team, I've been a bad Des. I have taken a hit. I said I wasn't going to. But I have, and I'm going to try and justify it. And first of all, I'm going to put my Manchester United hat on. I am fucked if I was going to be here on the first up fixture. So it's not Boxing Day fixture here in New Zealand. It will actually be 27th, I think. 27th, 9 a.m. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. So I am. I've got a nice couple of days over Christmas lined up with the kids around, not kids anymore, and then catching up with friends on Boxing Day, and there will be beers and things. And I am buggered if I'm getting up on the 27th at 9 a.m. with a hangover, hoping for Malik Thiaw to keep a clean sheet or bang a header in against United. I want something to cheer for. So I have. Remember, I'm United hat on here. I have brought in Cunha for Bruno. That's the United hat on. My FPL hat on, I'm going to try and justify it a bit, and it's actually pretty hard to justify, to be honest with you. But let's think of it in terms of what I want, where I want to be. I do want to get to this 4-5-1. This could be a mistake. It could be a huge mistake, especially if Ekitike, now with his minutes all but guaranteed, Isak's going to be out for a wee while now. Yeah, it looks like Isak's going to be out in the long term. Ekitike's minutes are guaranteed. I actually do like Ekitike. He is the one striker that I had, I think, pretty much from the beginning of this season that was absolutely doing it for me. I was happy with him, and then obviously then with Isak coming in, then the minutes risk was there. So we moved him out, and now that he's getting his minutes back, it's looking pretty fucking good, to be quite honest with you. If I had him, I'd be very tempted to put the captain's armband on him against Wolves. You know what? I think I probably would do it. Any of you guys doing it? I know quite a few have brought him in. So that does worry me, but there was no easy path, because I'd gone down this path before we knew the Bruno injury, before we knew the Isak injury. There was no easy path for me to get to it, because obviously I'd have to upgrade Obi or Marquis. It'd take 2 transfers. Will I go there in a game week or two's time? It's not impossible. You know, it might be a thing that I have to swallow my pride. One of the worries I do have in this team is Palmer, who I think is actually starting to look good. But again, are his minutes going to be guaranteed over this busy fixture schedule? Would he end up only starting 2 out of 4? It's a worry. Going to monitor that one. He could be the next transfer out if I've got any doubts at all. If he just plays the 60 and comes off, then I think I'm more hopeful that he'll start the next one. I've just got to watch it. It is what it is. I've done it now. As I say, it could end up proving like this massive differential that covers off Ekitike, and Palmer does one of his hauls. Happy days. But it is a punt. Hell of a punt. And I've really got to stop taking these punts. I have been taking some punts this first half of the season, haven't I? And sadly, not too many of them have come off. That's the reality. That's the reality. And going this 4-5-1 is definitely a punt. Back to Cunha, though, however. Just bring the own spreadsheet up. Just talk through a couple of things. He's returned in 3 of the last 5. He didn't actually play game week 13, so I popped his average for 14 to 17 in there as a 6. But you know, 3, 5, 8, 9. The nature of Cunha is he does like to be the big boy. He does. You saw it at Wolves, you know, he's just stepped up so many times. I mean, effectively, he kept that team out of the relegation zone, or from being relegated, for you know, a few seasons, you know, almost single-handedly. Is this Cunha time, with obviously Bruno out and Mbeumo gone? I don't know, just have a feeling, you know, that United, I think, you know, we showed against Villa, even in that second half when we had a rag and bones of a squad team out there, that the chances would still be created. I didn't think we actually played that badly. I was surprised. And Cunha got one, but he should have had 2 in truth. He's getting shots off. I don't know. Just have a funny feeling that living in hope, haven't I, that he's going to live. And I don't think he's a bad replacement for Bruno. And also, he's at a price point that when Bruno does come back, it will become easier for me to get back to Bruno if Bruno is back, hopefully in a few game weeks time. Now, it does also leave me with 1.5 million in the bank to play with as well, to do the tweaks I want to in defence, or indeed, if I do get absolutely terrified, get to Ekitike in a couple of game weeks time with you know, just give me that 1.5, which will actually help me a lot if I do need to bring someone down. And the person that could be, and I hate to say it, but I've got to swallow my pride here, is Palmer. I am worried. There's no point, you know, there's like 4 games now in a very, very short space of time. Maresca has said he doesn't see Palmer playing 2 games in a week. Now, is he going to manage his minutes within the game with substitutions on 60 so he can play the next one, or if he plays 90, does it mean he gets rested in the next game? We saw Fernandez, Enzo, get rested, didn't we, and come on for a last 30 there in the last game. It is a worry. It is a worry, but I've made a rod for my own back now, so I just have to go with it. You'll note there that I've got a Verbravka and a De Bruyne. I mentioned that yesterday, so I've just changed that a wee bit. I've had that duo since game week 16, and I've got, you know, 1 in yellow, 1 in white. So I've got Dubravka in yellow and Verbruggen in some sort of shade of whitey blue, with the 1 point there in 16. And I've got Verbruggen there with his 7-1-3, who I'd have been likely to play. So for me, they've actually been hitting the 6, the 11 plus 1 divided by 2, that's 6, but that's not a big enough sample size. So I'll put the other numbers in there for Verbruggen. This is going to get very confusing. I'll get used to it. I think you know what I mean, though. And it's showing a 4.6. That I would be very, very happy if they achieve that for me over the next 3 games. And if we were hitting the 4.6, 5.6, but you never know. Decent fixtures in there. Everton at home, lovely, and then West Ham away, Burnley home. Yeah, you know, hopefully we can keep a decent average going there. Anything else worth mentioning there? Nah, just terrified of Ekitike this game week. Wolves home. We've got no Liverpool. Liverpool struggles to beat a 9-man Spurs team. How long can that poor form continue? I mean, they've got a few injuries and things themselves, but sometimes it's in adversity that teams do step up. I certainly hope that's the case with United, but could it be with Liverpool now? Yeah, I reckon he's got to get at least 2. Honestly, if I had him, and I kind of wish I do, but I'd already kind of gone down this path. I had no easy, this is before where we knew the Bruno injury, knew that Ekitike's minutes were safe with Isak now long-term injury. And Ekitike is the one striker, to be honest with you, as I look at all the striker failures over the course of the season, the inconsistencies, he was the only striker I've actually been happy with when I had him at the start of the season. And then of course Isak came in and the minutes started getting eaten up, so you didn't know whether he was going to play or not, so obviously moved him out. The one striker I do wish I had my team, but I don't have an easy path to him because I've done my moves before, obviously, say the Bruno injury and the Isak injury, and it has changed. I think it's changed the whole landscape. I may need to revisit some of these decisions over the next couple of game weeks. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this team will at least cover me in the short term for the next two. Maybe, you know, I roll a few, see how it's going, and hopefully it's going well. I don't think there's any need for any significant surgery there in the next 2 game weeks. You know, we've got to bring in Chow from Mukiele for that game week in 19, and then obviously I can have the West Ham fixture for my goalkeeper, my Verbravka or De Bruggen, in game week 19, which makes that look like a really nice fixture as well. And maybe it's then at 19, as we move into the second half of the season, I can make any final significant decisions and remove the mistakes of the past. And I have made many in this first half of the season. None of my punts have really paid off. We've had the Rodri punt, so many. And we really do try to move into a steady Eddie mode and try and climb up that table, because I do fear I'm going to drop outside the 1 million in the next game week or 2. Could be wrong though. I could be wrong. It's a funny old game. Will Liverpool turn up against Wolves? I think that's going to be fairly significant. What else have I got to say there? Yeah, I think that's it. So as I said, I'll do a Bishop Brennan Cup sometime in the next couple of days. The winner will be able to collect. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to cheer for United and Cunha on your Boxing Day, my day after Boxing Day, the morning after Boxing Day. Say a little prayer to the baby Jesus on Christmas Day. Help me, please. And I hope it all comes together somehow. I don't know how I feel about this, in all honesty. Yeah, Ekitike. Curse of the most transferred in. Not as hopeful around this one as I was on the Wilson one. Yeah, get that captain's armband on Ekitike. I think. Yeah, I'm not going to do a Desi predictions this week. I won't do a Desi predictions, but this one just live. Ekitike will brace and Haaland will blank. Take care. Have fun. Play your own game. Don't panic. Hopefully back with a Bishop Brennan Cup in the next couple of days, just in case I don't. Happy Christmas to you all again. Really appreciate the support this year. Take care. Have fun. Play your own game. Don't panic. See you soon. Bye-bye.